All right, gang, we're back with our at-home Metcon for Monday, February 15th. We got 3 trips through today, 4 different movements. You'll spend a minute of work on each movement before transitioning to the next, starting off with single leg RDLs. If you load this movement, you don't have to load it. The dumbbell will go in the same hand as the leg that's lifting. Start tall, then slight bend in the knee of the base leg, sending the hips back, trying to keep hips square to the ground, straight line from our heel all the way up to the top of our head, and then squeeze the butt to stand tall. Keep this foot off the ground as much as you can. So when you stand back to the middle, if anything, just barely tap that toe before reaching back again into that next rep. Most important piece of that lift is being able to keep that straight line, not rounding out the back, not bending at the hip, and then keeping those hips square to the ground. So do whatever it takes to achieve that position. If that means going no weight today, then go for no weight in order to stay square and long. And that could even mean bringing something in like a broomstick to help find that balance, just holding as much as we need for a little bit of stability, but helping us find a better position, because that's what's going to load up your glute and your hamstring in the proper way. It's going to train the right pattern so that you can eventually progress up to using that weight. You'll work for 30 seconds on one leg and then 30 seconds on the other leg for that first minute. After that, we've got lateral bear drags. In that bear position, your knees are forward of your hips. They're actually right beneath your belly button, hands directly beneath the shoulders. That doesn't leave a very big gap between hand and knee. So turn that dumbbell sideways so that you can slide it through that gap without having to extend knees out too far. From here, back stays flat. We want to keep our hips from shifting. So we want to keep those as level as we can as we reach across, drag all the way outside the ribs. And then from there, it's small little steps, opposite arm, opposite leg, moving at the same time. Once that dumbbell gets outside the ribs again, then we'll reach across and slide back through. Once again, try to minimize how much the hips move. It's like you're trying to get your torso to hover through space. Traverse about 10 feet in one direction, 10 feet in the other direction, and just keep going back and forth for the duration of the minute. If sliding that dumbbell is too difficult, then you can simply work on that lateral bear crawl, or we can do just a bear hold for that minute if you're still building the foundations of that movement. After that, we've got our lateral deadlift. Dumbbell starts in suitcase position, other hand out to the side, and then we're going to step towards that outstretched hand. Dumbbell comes between the legs, we shift the hips back, touch between the arches of the feet. Make sure the hips go back so that it's more like a deadlift versus straight down, which turns it more into a squat. And then once again, dumbbell wants to touch or should touch right between the arches of the feet. Butt tight, belly tight. Dumbbell comes back outside the leg at the top. Remember, this trailing leg should stay straight. All of the bending comes in that leading leg. On that one, you'll go 30 seconds on one side and then 30 seconds on the other side. Finishing up today with a plank push-up. Same as those bear crawls, we want to minimize the shifting of the hips. Also, try not to pike, try not to sag. We want that straight line from our heel up through the top of our head. Elbows right beneath the shoulders, up to the top of a push-up position, and then you'll lead with the same hand for 30 seconds, and then we'll start with the other hand for 30 seconds. Keep the body long, squeeze your quads, squeeze your butt, squeeze your belly, and then minimize the shifting of the hips from side to side. For all of these movements today, work for about 50 seconds of the minute. That should give you enough time to get a couple breaths before your next movement and transition to that next move. That's going to be it for today's Metcon. Good luck, and we'll see you back for Tuesday's workout.